Hey guys, and welcome back to the JTO channel, and this is your match preview. We're back again with the previews. Obviously, today's Monday, tomorrow's Tuesday. We play Zenit St. Petersburg at Stamford Bridge in our first Champions League game. The first game that's gonna lead us to defend this title. Make sure the Champions League is back at Stamford Bridge this time next year. Do you understand? So yeah, guys, in this video I'm obviously going to talk about Zenit St. Petersburg for a bit. Obviously I heard some information on them, that I feel like I want to talk about with you guys. Obviously, if you don't know much about them, I'm going to give you a brief description of them as well, and some of the players, and etc, etc. I'm going to talk about Tuchel's press conference and a bit of Azpilicueta's as well. I'm obviously going to give you a predicted lineup, and I'm going to give you a score prediction at the end of the day, and what to expect from tomorrow. And yeah, guys, if you do enjoy this video, please like, comment, subscribe, turn those post notifications, follow my social media down below, share the video as much as possible. And yeah, I'm trying to get these subscribers up, and we just keep moving, don't we? So let's do this. Obviously, the first thing I want to talk about is Zenit St. Petersburg. So Zenit have won the last three Russian Premier Leagues. So obviously the last 3 seasons they've won the league every single time. They've won the 3 in a row. Clearly that shows they're a decent side. Yes, it's the Russian Premier League, but still it's a European side. They're decent. They've got some dangerous players. They play a 4-4-2 formation, and from what I know and heard, they play like good football. They like possession football. They're not one of these teams that will, what I'm saying, they'll play Burnley football, proper 4-4-2 stuff. They actually like to play dominant possession football, and they've got some players I think we should look out for. The likes of they've got Dejan Lovren, obviously former Liverpool player. I don't know if he's gonna play tomorrow because I didn't see him in their team in the last game that they played. But regardless, if he does, we've got to look out for him. Obviously, he is a decent defender, not the best, but he's decent. Obviously, he's won a Premier League, Champions League with Liverpool, etc., etc. So he's a decent defender we have to look out for. But maybe the lack of pace in the back four might, um, put a certain someone in our team when you see my predicted lineup that could help exploit their weaknesses defensively. So yeah, whether he plays or not tomorrow, look, I think we'll do a job on them in my opinion. But yeah, Malcolm, obviously the former Barcelona and Bordeaux player. We all know about Malcolm, the Brazilian winger. Obviously he's got tech on him. He's a techie player. The skills, the flair, all of that. Left-footed. He's someone that likes to cut inside. He likes to link up the play with his strikers, give 1-2, shoot from outside the box, cutting on his left foot, have a strike, hit in the top corner. And obviously he scored in the last game, but he was on the bench but came on, showing that he's probably going to start this game. And he's a player we should definitely look out for, and he's going to be definitely trying to terrorize our left-hand side, but I trust our players to deal with him, hopefully. And last but not least, I think which will be the hardest challenge will be Zuba. Obviously, he's a big, big striker. As much as maybe his involvement in the team is slowly like deteriorating, he is still a key player for them. He's a big striker, like 6'4", something like that. He's clearly not got the pace, but he's like a Giroud. He'll hold up the play for you. He'll create space for other people. He is good on the ball. He's got a good first touch. You know what I'm saying? He's got a good strike on him as well. And yeah, he's a dangerous player that we should look out for tomorrow. And physically, he's gonna really he's gonna try fight with our defenders tomorrow. And it's gonna be interesting how we deal with him as well. So yeah, that's really on Zenit St. Petersburg. Now I'm going to talk about Tuchel's press conference and some of the things he said. Obviously, the first thing he did say was team news on Pulisic and Kante. Both are out. And he mentioned with Pulisic that obviously after he came back, we're going to give him 10 days out. So you're probably likely to see Pulisic back for us next week against the Villa game, the Carabao Cup game. I'd probably expect him to be back round then, in my opinion. I don't think he'll be available for Spurs because, like Tuchel said, when he came back to Chelsea, Cobham, we expected to give him 10 days. So he should be after this week okay. Kante, he did train with the team. He trained with them today. I think he trained with them also yesterday. He had 2 training sessions. N'Golo Kante. So Kante technically is okay, but this game comes too soon for him, like Tuchel said. So it's very unlikely that he's going to even be in the match day squad tomorrow, which makes sense. You got to say him for Spurs. That's clearly probably a more important, bigger game to play, considering, the league and stuff and what we're trying to aim for. And then obviously he talked about like a Barkley, Sarr, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, the fact that yes, these are guys that should have probably got loan moves, but they're here. They train with the team. He likes their attitude, Tuchel said, and he also said because obviously there's going to be 12 subs tomorrow, it's very likely that they're going to be on the bench tomorrow. And Tuchel stressed out that, these guys have got to be ready at all times in any circumstances. Pretty much trying to say, look, they could come on at any time for any circumstance. Do you understand? So that could be the case. And if they're needed, they'll be there. And hopefully, if we do need them, even though they are reserves, if we do need them, hopefully they're there ready to step up and etc. etc. And obviously, he talked about lastly with Ben Chilwell, which I want to get into. And obviously, Ben Chilwell, last time he played was the Champions League final, his masterclass against Mahrez and Man City. And since then, hasn't really played. Obviously, he had a tough Euros for him mentally because obviously he had to isolate with Mason Mount with the Billy Gilmore incident. And I think, in my opinion, that probably detrimented his chances of playing ahead of Shaw in the Euros, because from then on Shaw just started playing well. Do you understand? And even in games where like Shaw went off, he still brought Trippier on over Chilwell, and Chilwell just, yeah, that mentally did mess up Chilwell. And it looks like Tuchel did say mentally he is fatigued. His head clearly hasn't been in the right places recently, but apparently he's been taking to it really well. Matt Law obviously done an article on him and etc. etc. The Telegraph done an article on him. And look, Chilwell eventually knows he's gonna play. He has talked to Tuchel. Tuchel did say that he understands Chilwell's frustration, but he's also good to understand the fact that it's fair that Alonso's playing, because obviously Marcos Alonso has been absolutely brilliant and he's been with the team since pre-season. And Chilwell was on a 3-week holiday because he was at the Euros with England. So we'll see if Chilwell plays tomorrow, and if he does, it's a very good opportunity for him to gain his place back and hopefully build his confidence up. And yeah, that's really it on Tuchel. Azpilicueta, there was really only one thing I wanted to say about Aspi in his press conference. That was Saul, obviously with the poor performance he had on his debut. But Aspi said, look, it's tough for him. Obviously, when he was about to come, we didn't know whether he was really going to come. Saul himself was stressed because it was just about in the last minutes of the transfer window whether it was going to happen. The deal was on, off, stuff like that. And Saul was stressed because he really wanted to come and etc. etc. But like Aspi said, he trusts him and the team trusts him and he thinks he'll come good. So yeah, that's really it on the press conference, people, and Zenit St. Petersburg in general. Like I said before, 7 minutes in, let's get into the predicted lineup that I would like to see, plus also what I think Tuchel genuinely put out. So yeah, let's get into it. So in goal, Edouard Mendy, simple as that. Absolutely brilliant against Aston Villa. Let's continue his good form. He's our number one keeper. So yeah, simple as that. A back three of, seeing as Azpilicueta did do the press conference, it means he's guaranteed to pretty much start as a right centre back, because I do think a certain someone who was suspended for the Villa game will play at right wing back. I think you know who I'm talking about. But Azpilicueta, captain, when it's a big game, first Champions League game, get that experience in, put in the captain's performance. Azpilicueta's right-sided centre-back. In the middle centre-back, I think Christensen was rested for this game. And that's why Thiago Silva, in my opinion, did play. So I think Adrian Christensen will come back into the team as the middle centre-back. And by the way, if you've seen the FIFA ratings on our players, yeah, it's a madness. Christensen getting 80 rated, let me not even speak before I lose my mind. But anyway, move on to Antonio Rudiger. For me, he will play left centre-back. Simple as that. He's not really going to get dropped, etc., etc. That will be the back three. Right wing back, I'm going with Reece James. Comes back into the team for me. Obviously, before the Liverpool red card, etc., etc. He's been in really good form, and I'm excited to see how he links up with Lukaku, because I think he has been doing that so far well. Obviously, in the Arsenal game in particular, he couldn't do it as much in the Liverpool game due to the red card and etc. And yeah, I'm excited to see how those two link up this season. I expect Reece James to get a lot of assists in all competitions this season. So excited to see him come back tomorrow, and he'll probably play the Spurs game, seeing as he did have a week off and really didn't play because he was suspended. At the left side, left wing back, I'm going with Ben Chilwell. I feel like this is the right time to play him. I feel like it's a good opportunity for him to play. Let him test himself out against a Malcolm. See how he does. Let him build his match fitness up. I feel like apparently yesterday, even after the game, he done like 30 minutes of sprints at Stamford Bridge, and obviously he's impressed Tuchel in training with 2 crosses in which Lukaku bagged, and that's impressed Tuchel. So who knows? Chilwell's recently been doing well in training from what I've been reading, and I hope he plays tomorrow, gets that opportunity to see what he can do, build his confidence up, and gain his place back. Because for me, eventually, I do want to see Chilwell back in this team regularly. I still do trust him more than Marcos Alonso. Yes, Marcos Alonso has played very, very well. Fair play to him, and if he can keep this good form up, there's no reason for me not to drop him. But it's a long season, and things will happen and players will get their starting places consistently. They won't. It'll happen, to be honest. So, yeah. Ben Chilwell as the left wing back. The two sixes, Jorginho and Kovacic, let them just start the game tomorrow. Obviously it's a very good partnership. We all know that Jorginho did get rested, and the intention probably wasn't to bring him on in the 45 minutes, but because of how poor Saul was, it had to happen. But regardless, Jorginho was rested for this game, so he is going to play. Kovacic has a very good performance against Aston Villa, despite the first half struggle, so he will play as well. And Saul, I would just say bring him on later on, etc., and just see how he does. You know what I'm saying? Give him that chance, give him those last 20 minutes to just see what he can do, and etc. and all. I keep saying etc. I've never said etc. this many times in my life. But anyway, yeah, those are my two double sixes. Obviously, move on to the front three. Mason Mount, the first one. One of the most important players in this team, probably one of the first names on the team sheet. He did get rested and didn't come on at all against Aston Villa. So it's clear to me that he will play this game. And there was some banner debate going on Twitter today. I didn't really see the whole thing, but people are complaining about banners and stuff like that. And honestly, like, he deserves it. I don't understand. He's an English boy playing for an English club. He's one of our own coming from the academy. Like, get over it. Like, I don't get the backlash he was getting for it. Yes, the likes of Jorginho, Kante do deserve a banner as well, but okay, the fans have to create one themselves and pay for it. Do it then. I don't get it. Just do it if you really want them to have a banner. They've done it for Mason Mount. They've done it for Azpis. All of these legends. Yo, do it for Jorginho and Kante too if you want to. If that's really that deep. But yeah, that's not really the main point of what I'm trying to say. But I just wanted to mention that to you guys. But yeah, for me, Mason Mount plays tomorrow as that right of the 10, comes back into the team, and yeah, simple as that. And then obviously two up top. I'm gonna start Timo Werner in this game and Romelu Lukaku. The reason why I want to start Timo Werner is because Havertz and Ziyech poor. For me, not good enough at all in that Villa game, in my opinion. And Pulisic's obviously out, and I don't know if Cho's going to get many games at left wing, to be honest with you. I'd love to see Cho actually play as the other 10 alongside Mason Mount with Lukaku up top. But realistically, I think it will be Timo Werner that plays tomorrow. I feel like Tuchel has been saying, about this partnership, and we will see it. And when we will see it, I think we will see it tomorrow. And I think Timo could be key tomorrow with his movement and etc. and his pacing behind, because this is what I said at the beginning of the video with Lovren and the fact that him and also the defense are slow in pace. In the defense is just not quick enough, and I feel like if Timo Werner can get those runs in behind, outpace those guys, or possibly give an assist or score a goal, that could be key for us tomorrow. And his movement will create space for other players like Lukaku, like a Mason Mount, all of these guys. Do you understand? So for me, Timo Werner should play tomorrow, deservedly so. He has been on the bench, but you know what? When he comes on, he's barely had like minutes anyway. So like, I'd say play him tomorrow. And he had a good international break at the end of the day as well, despite the opposition not being good. And last but not least, Lukaku starts. I mean, I don't even have to like explain why. Everyone knows he's the main man. He's the big man. I expect him to score his first Champions League goal for Chelsea tomorrow to continue that brilliant form that he's been on. Obviously, he scored 3 goals so far this season. Hopefully, he can get a 4th or a 5th or 6th. Just bags a hat-trick tomorrow, something like that, because he is our guy right now. That is the guy, as Roman would say, the guy, fam. Do you understand? So, yeah, guys, that is my predicted lineup. Tell me your thoughts down below on it. Give me your predicted lineup down below. And the score prediction I'm going to give, I'm going again, 3-0 Chelsea. Yeah, I think we're going to score goals tomorrow again. I'd like to see a 4-0, 5-0. I'd like to see us absolutely batter them. I don't think we will. We do have to pace. We have to respect Zenit. They are actually a decent side. Maybe not as good. I don't know if they're as good as Villa, but at the end of the day, they've won the last 3 Russian Premier Leagues, and we have to put some respect on their names. But we are just too good defensively, offensively, midfield. We're going to win tomorrow, 3-0 Chelsea. Tell me your score prediction down below. Tell me your thoughts on Zenit. Tell me your thoughts on the press conference, etc. Just tell me anything you want, people. And yeah, guys, I will see you lot whenever I see you lot. Like, comment, subscribe, turn those post notifications. And I'll see you guys whenever I see you guys. Peace.